Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, bringing you another analysis video, this time on Isabelle. So I was going to previously do analysis videos on other characters that have been shown, but I figure I'll just do characters that are in my realm so I kind of understand them a little bit more. So I played Villager in Smash 4 and I'm a huge Animal Crossing fan, so I'm going to do one on Isabelle. So let's get started. So there's actually two videos that we can go from. There's the initial reveal from the Nintendo Direct, and then we also have one of the highlight Smash videos that they have for every character if you go on their website. So we're going to look at the direct footage first. So the trailer starts off with showing Isabelle's entrance animation, which she comes out of the town hall building, and then you see the building disappear. So then in the next clip, this is where everyone was assuming that she was an Echo fighter, but if you go on their website, she actually is not. She is considered her own fighter. So this move is very similar to Villager's. It's clearly a dash attack, and instead of a flower pot, it's just kind of like a regular vase. It seems just about the same as Villager's. I don't really see any advantages or disadvantages of this move. It seems very similar, just a different object is being thrown. Then in the next clip, this has to do with the fact that in Ultimate you can do any move out of dash. So this is definitely her down smash. And instead of digging the person into the ground, she just has water that goes from side to side. The interesting thing about this though is I'm wondering if this move can actually push an opponent similar to how other water moves work in the game. Because in the clip, Falco gets hit, so you can't really tell if the water itself could have the chance to just push someone towards the later frames, but there's potential for that. Then in the next clip, you see some of her taunts. She does one where she claps, and then one where she just kind of raises her arm. Then in the next clip, you can see her do what I believe is a forward smash, which is very interesting because it is drastically different from Villager's. Villager would drop the bowling ball, which was a really unique move in the game. Now it's more of a regular type of smash attack. It just has a charge up and then an explosion. But from the footage, it seems pretty good, and it seems like it does not have a lot of end lag. So we obviously don't know how strong it is yet, but there's potential for that move being really good. Then in the next clip, this is the move that got me most excited and where I started to be like, I don't think this is an Echo fighter. And like I said, you can go on the website and she's not an Echo fighter, but as I was initially watching it, I wasn't sure. This was where I was starting to think, yeah, she's not an Echo. So this is what I believe is her side B. And she casts a line out and is able to pick up opponents and then reel them in and then throw them. And then when the move is done, I'm pretty sure that's just a taunt. I don't think that's actually the end lag. That's definitely got to be a taunt. But that move, to me, seems like it has a lot of potential because we don't really know how far or how vertical it goes, but if you could be on top of a platform and throw your line out and have it dip way down and be able to catch someone, or being on the ledge and going way down and being able to catch someone, that move has a ton of potential. Because if someone's at a really high percent and you know they're going to make it back and you throw that reel out and you know you can hook them, then that could guarantee a kill, because then once you throw them, they're just going to die. So I think this move is going to have a lot of potential, and I'm really excited to see more of that move. Then in the next clip, I'm pretty sure that's her regular getup if you were knocked down and didn't tech. And then in the next clip, you can see her doing what I believe is her Nair, and it's really interesting because I think her Nair still looks really good, but I'm wondering how good it is compared to Villager's, because Villager's Nair was extremely good, but hers looks good as well, but it seems like it'll be utilized a little bit differently. So it'll be interesting to see more of this move and how well you can utilize it, because it does seem really good. And in the other video that I'm going to show in this analysis, she's able to combo with it, but we'll get into that once we get there. In the next clip, we can see Isabelle doing her Downbeat. And what's interesting about her Downbeat is that she doesn't need to water it like Villager, and she also can detonate it whenever she wants, because in the clip they make it look like Kirby had to run over it for it to go off, and in the other video they do something similar too, but we'll get to that once we get there. But in this clip they make it seem like Kirby is running over it, but if you look at it really closely, he doesn't. So Isabelle clearly set it off on her own. So this move has a ton of potential, because once someone gets hit with the Lloyd Rocket, they get sent vertically and then there's an explosion. So depending on how strong the move is, it could be a really good kill move. And you could also get interesting setups with it because since it goes so vertical, you could have it underneath a platform and then get them in a situation where they're going to have to choose what they're going to do because you could just detonate it and then it just comes up at them. Then in the next clip you can see her doing her up B, which her up B is very similar to Villagers, except we just can't tell how high you can go with it because she just keeps swinging back and forth, so there's no way to really tell if it's the same as Villagers, but I'm assuming the more she swings back and forth, the higher she would go, but there's not enough footage there to really tell, in my opinion. And then in the next clip, I believe this is her up smash. I think this because it's similar to Villagers, except it doesn't look like it would drag them in and then explode. It's just a single hit, and they must have just had Sonic perfectly move so it wouldn't hit him. And then in the next clip, I think that that's just her idle animation. I don't think that's a taunt. So now onto the highlight video that they have on their website. So they start off with showing her doing one of her taunts. And then in the next clip, this is where I was saying how I think this could have combo potential, similar to how Villagers' Nair kind of worked. Because Villagers' Nair would put them in situations where you could kind of get follow-ups. I think Isabelle's is going to work differently, but still allow for follow-ups. Because she falls down, does a Nair, lands, and goes right into up tilt. I believe is her up tilt. I think for sure it's her up tilt. Which is interesting because Villagers is just in one spot, whereas hers seems to strike from left to right, which could end up being better in certain situations. And then after the up tilt, she goes into what I believe is her forward smash. And if you're able to string those all in a true combo at certain percents, that'd be insane. Trying to look at what could be true or not in these early clips, I don't think is really worth it because things could change when the game comes out, but that whole string of moves seemed like it had a lot of potential. Then in the next clip, you can see her using her side B, or what I believe is her side B. And the way that they show it, it makes me think that when you throw your line out, you're able to reel it in slowly to try to actually hook someone, because she throws it and you can tell that nothing is clung to it. And then she reels it in a little bit, and then you can see that she got something on the hook. So I think you will have some play in how the reel actually goes out and in. Then in the next clip, you can see her using her down B again. And this is where you can see the opponent actually running over it and it goes off. And that's where I think it works both ways. I think if an opponent walks over it, it will go off. But I also think that Isabelle can detonate it on her own. Because in the clip with Kirby, Kirby did not walk over it and it went off. So I think this move is very good. If it was only that someone had to walk over it, I don't think it'd be that good because people just kind of avoid it. But I'm fairly confident that Isabelle detonated it on her own in the clip with Kirby. And then in the next clip you can see her grab, which looks to be the same as Villagers. And then we get to see that she still has the pocket move that Villager has, which is really good. And then in the final clip they show Isabelle's final smash, which is very similar to Villagers. As far as I know, everything's the same except for how it looks. So that's everything we have so far on Isabelle and everything that I was able to take from the videos that we got. As more comes out, I'll probably make more videos on Isabelle, but as of right now, that's all I really have to go from. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.